As we are approaching the release of the 7 Deadly Sins Origin, I would like to give you 5 reasons as to why it has an insane potential to become a hit game and reach great heights. Number 5. Okay, never mind, it was kinda cringe. Anyways, one of the nice features separating 7 Deadly Sins Origin from its competitors is mounts and pets. Although it's not something revolutionary, it's still nice to have, considering something like Genshin doesn't even have mounts, while here you can literally defeat bosses and then use them as pets, which is quite incredible. Now, some of you might say, but Luca, Wuthering Waves also has such a system with their echoes, to which my response will be,
Suck these big artist balls!
yes, I understand. Netmarble is not reinventing the wheel with this one. But when the only transportation methods that your opposition has to offer is simply just running and gliding, having mounts is really nice. And the best part about mount implementation in the 7 Deadly Sins Origin is the variety. You are not stuck with reskins of the same animal. No, there are pigs, deer, bulls, and even bosses like giant birds or Banacro. Obviously that's not all of them, and more will be revealed later and added throughout the lifespan of the game. Also, one very interesting part about the mounts is that you can actually use them even in combat scenarios, which actually adds a little bit of depth to the gameplay, considering that in most games with transportation like this, you are not allowed to summon it while in combat. As other means of transportation, there are also boats that you can restore and then use, and also a giant in Britannia that will carry you to a certain location. Although how those systems will work is not known yet, let's have hopes that they are implemented well. Now, of course, transportation and mounts is not the main selling point of the game. So, let's go to something more important. The combat system of this game is not something to write poems about. However, it's not particularly bad either. One could say that it's better than Genshin, but not quite as good as something like Wuthering Waves or Punishing Grey Raven. So then a question arises. If the combat is not impressive, why is it so important then? And I'll answer exactly why. Game offers a unique variety of abilities that a character can possess depending on the weapon that they equip. Each character has 3 different types of weapons that they are able to use, and each of those changes their combos, skills, ultimate moves, and sometimes even elements. Let's take Meliodas for example. He can equip 2 different types of swords and an axe. With swords, he's fast, explosive, and dishes out combinations left and right. However, with an axe, he's slower, more stumbly, yet his attacks are more impactful. Another character that can be used as this example is Diane. Most of you know her for her hand-to-hand combat and her giant hammer. However, in this game, she can also equip nunchucks. This type of character weaponry system adds something unique and fun to the game and franchise as well. Just like in Genshin, there are also elements present in this game, and you can put elemental effects on the enemy or even combine those elements to deal even more devastating damage. On top of that, certain characters can also combine their ultimate moves. Additionally, a very interesting part about the combat is the HP. The HP pool is the combination of the health points that each character has. So, for example, if 4 characters have 500 HP, the total HP pool will be 2000. This is a very interesting team building choice by Netmarble, and you don't really see it often in any other games. However, it does offer some new and interesting possibilities. In a sense, you could say that the 7 Deadly Sins Origin combat is a jack of all trades. Nothing special, but nothing particularly bad, and at the same time, it brings some unique flair that the fans will absolutely enjoy. Now with that, let's transition from customizing your combat experience to customizing characters themselves. One of the main selling points of the 7 Deadly Sins Origin can absolutely be the cosmetics of characters. As we already know, skins are present in the game, and the best thing is that they can use the skins from Grand Cross, another 7 Deadly Sins game. And let me tell you, man, skins there are something else. Yeah, so if you are some sort of a hardcore WuWa, we got you covered, man. And the best part is that the 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross has so much of those skins that they can reuse them for the next 5 years to come. They can sell them separately for real life currency, they can sell them in packs to buy premium currency, they can make them purchasable with the premium currency that the game will have, they can put them as rewards for passes, they can put them as rewards for challenges, and they can do whatever they want with them. There's so much of those skins from just Grand Cross alone that they can probably keep the game running just from the skins alone for probably next few years. So if they make the game free-to-play friendly and make the gacha cheap, they can easily benefit from selling skins. Now the next point will absolutely make the game stand out, and it's the multiplayer implementation. In Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves, every time you join someone else's world, or they join yours, you are losing one character per party member. So in Genshin, for example, if you have all 4 party members, each player will only have one character. Same with Wuthering Waves, but instead of 4 players, there will be 3 players. Origin, however, decided not to limit the players like that, and you can retain all 4 of your characters, no matter if the party is full or not. Additionally, in both WuWa and Genshin, you are not allowed to have the same named characters when creating a party. But in Origin, if you want to, you can have the same named characters. So maybe, if all of you want to gang up on someone using Meliodas, you can simply just do that. But that's not all. Additionally, in this game you will be able to create knighthoods that, as according to developers, you will be able to visit, where you will be able to interact with other members of that knighthood. That sounds like something out of an MMO, and I absolutely do not mind that. Wuthering Waves or Genshin simply does not match up with this level of player interactivity, so it would be absolutely great and is definitely a benefit to the 7 Deadly Sins Origin. And the last point I wanted to make was regarding the fanbase and the community of the 7 Deadly Sins. Although not mainstream, the 7 Deadly Sins and 4 Knights of Apocalypse are still very popular anime and manga franchises. As of the end of the first half of the 2025, the 4 Knights of Apocalypse are ranked as the 6th most watched anime on Netflix, which means that the franchise and the IP are still relevant, and each new season will only add the excitement to both the game and the anime. Now, does that mean that the 7 Deadly Sins Origin will be a perfect game for everyone? No, absolutely not. And so now, let me go over the negatives. However, instead of me just yapping about them, I will give you a little montage so you can figure everything out on your own.
emotional battle hope I go bottle past